Welcome back, friends. Corey from Wandering Weekends here. So recently we went from a diesel truck, I drove a diesel truck for about 15 months, back to a gas truck, the 7.3, the new Ford 7.3. Been very happy with that switch, but a lot of the criticism I get online and in the comment section of that video was, hey man, you just killed your resale value. Those gas trucks don't pull nothing once they're used. You're never going to be able to sell it. The diesels are going to get twice as much on resale. And it got me thinking, I've heard that a lot in my life, but I've never really seen some numbers. So I've put together some numbers for you guys. I've got pages and pages of notes, over 50 different trucks, different miles, different years. I even got some slides that explain it all for you, breaks it down. That's what we're going to do today. Do gassers hold their value as well as diesels? Or in other words, do diesels really crush the gassers in the resale game? Stay tuned. Okay, friends, let's talk about how I did this. I went to Carfax.com. We have no affiliation with them, by the way, but it's just a good place to get this type of data set. I typed in F250 XLTs, and I just wrote down the top 15, the first 15 ones that came up. I excluded work trucks. So I excluded work trucks from the gasser category and the diesel category because I don't have a work truck, and you're probably not buying a work truck either. So excluded work trucks. And so yeah, that was the first data set I got. Didn't work out too well. You see here on the slide, MSRP. I went to build each of these trucks on Ford.com, and so they're exactly the same MSRP minus the diesel upgrade. 48,810 for the gasser, 59,305 for the diesel. The average on the first 15 trucks on Carfax. This is where this slide gets a little bit weird. 46,233 for the gasser. That's only a couple grand difference from the MSRP, and 48,566 for the diesel. It's almost $10,000 difference for the diesel, right? Well, here's the kicker. The average gassers only had 28,000 miles on them, and the average diesels had almost twice that at 48,000 miles. So these numbers don't mean anything. The only thing we can take from this is the diesel guys are using their trucks more. We can't really get anything out of that data. So I said, okay, well, what I have to do is I have to go and take the average mileage of those diesels, and I have to type that in, because you can actually do that on Carfax, and pick up the next 15 gassers that have between 45 and 65,000 miles, and this is what we got. This makes a little bit more sense. Your next slide. Again, you see the MSRP of the gasser with the same amount of miles as a diesel. Now we're making sense. It drops down 39,280. You lost 19.52% on the gasser, and then you see the diesel there. It dropped down to 48,566, a difference of 18.11%. So the W for the diesel on that one, but it's only like 1.5%, right? So, I mean, nothing crazy. Keep in mind, as of December 2020, the diesel upgrade is a $10,495 upgrade. This is Ford, of course. This will be very similar with Chevy and Ram. And then, so you're at the difference between the gas and the diesel with 45 to 65,000 miles is $9,286. All right, there's that. Well, I also thought to myself, okay, the diesel guys, the diesel group, Team Diesel is going to say, okay, well, the diesels really start to shine once they get higher miles. That's when they really start holding their value, right? I mean, this doesn't mean as much to a lot of folks, even though a lot of people turn in their trucks in this time frame. So that is fair, very fair. So what I did is I went back a generation, all right, went back a generation of F250s, and these trucks all have between 75 and 150,000 miles. And here you can see the MSRP, and then the gassers are now down to 25.5, which is a loss of 47.76%, and the diesels are down to 34.4, which is still a loss of 42%. About a 5.5% difference there. Again, you paid 10 grand for the upgrade, and you're getting 8,900 back. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? I think that this is a W for the diesel, but not by a whole lot. I mean, I don't think that this is some crazy situation where you can't sell your gas truck, or you're never going to get your value back out of your gas truck. I don't see that at all. I see it as a slight advantage for a diesel. You can look at it as you kind of, if you're going to resell it, you almost get to drive your diesel for a couple grand over the course of 75 to 150,000 miles. That's probably a pretty good deal for a lot of folks. But yeah, what do you think? Hop down in the comment section. Finally, some real numbers from actual trucks that are for sale. At least they were for sale a few weeks ago when I put this data set together. What do you think? Do you think that the gassers get a bad rap as far as resale concerned? Do you think the diesels are propped up too much as far as resale is concerned? I don't know. I think, like I said, it's a win for the diesel, but not by much. I hope this was useful. Please share the video if it was, and please consider subscribing. See ya.